My mom had some albums. That was in the album days before 8-track tapes came out. But Carole King and the Carpenters, some other ones. And then I'd go stay at my grandmother's house, and my aunt had all these 45s from the 1950s, and they let me play with those. What an awakening to hear, Elvis for the first time. It was kind of before the Beatles, but that's magic. A child or young adult hears Beatles, Led Zeppelin, all those great musical bands. I mean, it's magic, and we need to guard that and let the children know about that magic that can't be measured in public schools. We need to make sure they have access to all this music. I mean, if you're deaf, Beethoven, stuff like that, he had bipolar. He drank. Poor thing. There was no lithium. So he and his father both had bipolar, and they drank, were alcoholics and not very nice people. I don't know if I should say this, but my granddaddy, he's a doctor, and he had a whole collection of albums, and they look like they're pretty worn. But I never heard him play. It was like swing and jazz and things like that. Benny Goodman. I really never heard. And they said, "Oh, you don't want to play those. Here, play these." And they had some children's records for me to play. And I know one time I saw on a paper towel that my grandmommy wrote my granddaddy a note, and she said, "You were wonderful last night." I was like 12 maybe, but I knew what she was talking about. She had given me lingerie. Like, she gave me this really beautiful, probably 1950s beautiful lingerie. So, they were good with their sexuality. And then I just started thinking, I was like, oh my gosh. I always pictured them sleeping together and making love in bed. And I thought, what if they did it in the den? My grandmommy and granddaddy. I never thought of that until maybe that's why those record albums were played over and over.